If you're like me, the dream is to earn hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars each month on Teachers Pay Teachers. But let's be real, y'all, it takes so much time. Today, I'm taking you through my product creation checklist, which I use every time I create a new product on TPT. This process has helped me streamline my workflow and make sure nothing falls through the cracks. You guys, you're going to want to pick this thing up so that you can follow along and make sure you're checking off these steps as we go. The link is in the description. It is a free checklist for you, my gift to you. So go ahead and pick that up. And while you're doing that, let me introduce myself. I'm Melissa. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4, online teacher, and digital product creator. I do sell things on TPT as well as my own shop over at melissaIsteaching.com. I love sharing about all things homeschooling, teaching, and productivity here on YouTube. So if you haven't yet, make sure you've clicked subscribe and that you've liked this video. It helps creators like me out a ton. All right, you guys, let's dive in. The first thing I do is brainstorm ideas. So before even creating the product, I'm going to go through this list. You can follow along here on the screen while I take a look at my checklist. But first, we're going to research the need among teachers. So if you're in the classroom, fantastic. You're already in the research field. You're doing it. If you're not teaching the area specifically that you're creating for, ask a friend, ask a teacher, ask a homeschooling parent, see what they need. Might they need this product? They could probably give you some good feedback right there. If you're not in the classroom or you don't have that kind of access to teachers at the moment, you can kind of test the waters on social media. Facebook groups are a great place to test this out. Ask people, what are you using to teach this topic? What do you wish you had to teach this topic? Ask about what they might need and you'll get some feedback there. The more time you spend in this area, the better idea you'll have about how well your product will do. I know that's wild, but there are some really great tools you can use in this process. Here are some of the ones that I love. So using TPT itself as a search engine, using the TPT search bar and Seller Spy is a fantastic resource. You can learn more about that up here. I interviewed the creator of Seller Spy. Fantastic tool. You can use the free or paid version. Both have fantastic options to really get your SEO on your TPT products to the max so that TPT does the work for you and you don't have to do any extra marketing on these. When you're in TPT or in Seller Spy and you're looking at these keywords, there's a good process to kind of put in place. Here's what I do. I might be working on a writing activity and I know I want to provide choice and guide kids to edit their own work and extend beyond writing with STEAM activities. This literally happened when I was creating one of my product lines. I put all of those things in, right? Writing activities, STEAM activities, editing checklist, and Seller Spy suggested writing activity with editing checklist as a green light, low competition, high search volume keyword. I thought that was cool. It seemed in demand and it fit with my goal of providing more of a student-led kind of checklist option to kind of set my product apart. So I went ahead, I added that editing checklist into my product and it was ready to go. It was quick and it has really helped me stand out and really expand that product line to be the most successful product line that I have. Just in case you're curious, this is what it looks like. These are writing activities. And again, you can see it has student choice, but at the bottom there is that little checklist. Fantastic, easy, simple way to really extend these writing activities for our students. Next, I plan out the resource. I sketch out what it's going to look like, decide on the format, and think about how it'll benefit the teachers using it. And the best way to iron out those details is to test it. Get it into a classroom, use it with your own kids, figure out a way to get it into the hands of teachers and homeschoolers to see what they like or dislike about it. If you provide these products for free to some friends and trust that they'll give you honest feedback, that's a real win-win of a situation. I also plan for differentiation. How can this product help multiple groups of students? Not only does this make the teacher using your resource rest easy, but it makes them feel like a rock star and getting all of their students the support that they need. That is a fantastic way to create repeat buyers in your store. If you're following along on the checklist, this is that while creating section. This includes thorough instructions. Make sure you've got really good instructions on there. Terms of use, adding copyright information, hyperlinking between pages, if that's something that would help. I'm thinking like a table of contents. I have some book studies that I've bought on TPT where the author has hyperlinked pages between all the different sections of chapters. That's super helpful. You want to make sure that you have permission, commercial licenses to use fonts, clip art, anything that you've included in your resource. You want to make sure that you have permissions for that. Edit or ask for fresh eyes to edit. Sometimes we spend so many hours on these resources that we just zone out when it comes to those typos. Get some fresh eyes on there, print it out, sit down with it in another environment and edit. You'll thank yourself later. Save your file with a customer-friendly name. Make sure they know it's from you. I actually often save my products with my store name, Melissa is Teaching, in the title. This writing activity by Melissa is Teaching, right? They're going to see that when they download it and remember you and possibly help them come back to your store again in the future. And finally, again, just to reiterate, ask someone to test it and review it. I've done this before with homeschool friends. When a product is nearly done, I'll send it to a few of them, ask them for an honest review, 2 to 3 sentences, and possibly even some faceless photos of their students using it. This gets me authentic reviews that I can include in the body, in the description of my product, and also some photos that I can add into my listing so that people can see students actually using it and kind of what it looks like. A little bit more when it comes to the creation part. I use Canva to do this. Other people like using PowerPoint or other creation tools, but whatever it is, you need to make sure every piece is high quality and ready to use in the classroom. I actually really love Canva because I can create everything for my TPT product in my Canva Pro account. I do mention Canva Pro because that gives you license to use the Canva clip art, fonts, things like that in your product. So be sure that you're checking on the licenses you can use, but Canva is a great option. I use it to create my covers, my thumbnails, the product itself, and preview videos, which can help my product stand out. You're also watching this video and I edit my YouTube videos on Canva as well. Fun fact, Canva is a great video editor. So find what you like and get your workflow down. Now, it probably goes without being said, but I want you to know that the first time you're creating a product, it's going to take longer. That template is gold. When you're able to find a good format, a great template for your product that you can then turn into a product line, things get so much faster. Do your future self a favor, spend your time on that first product, doing a fantastic job. And later on, like I found with that writing product that I mentioned before, I can crank out 2 of those in just an afternoon because my template is so good that now the product itself is super quick to adjust for different themes. The covers, the previews, and the product video, super easy for me to make, and it's easy to get those out. Only because I've spent the time making those templates and making sure I feel good about them. In just a few hours, my workflow is working for me and things are set. So again, invest that time upfront. Now, I did mention previews that I create on Canva. Don't forget the previews. It's really important to fill up every bit of space that TPT gives you in order to sell your product. It's one more way that search is going to be able to sort through what people are searching for and find your product. Again, getting people to actually click on your product, just like you clicked on this YouTube video, you may have seen the thumbnail and thought, wow, that looks interesting to me. That's the idea with your TPT covers as well. If they are too small, if they are not easy to read, if they don't show me what I'm actually going to get when I buy it, it's going to make it that much harder for me to actually click on it and see the other things that you've put in there, your description, all the standards, all the extra bonus things that you've included. It's going to make it that much harder for me to actually get into your product and see those things. There are ways that TPT helps with all these little previews that they're giving us now, but the idea is the same. Make sure that your cover and your previews stand out. Next up is writing the product description. I cannot stress how important this is in terms of SEO. In case you're following along, we're down here in this after creating part. We're looking at organizing our products and figuring out what we're going to put in the product description. So let me run through this section real quick. Create a folder with your product name. Now, hopefully you've spent some time looking at the keywords that people would be searching for. So you've got a good idea of what you want to include in your product name. Name a folder on your computer with that name and drag everything in there. Your future self will thank you. Again, this is all in the workflow, my friends. So we've got your product itself in there. We've got a main cover in our PNG format, 2 to 3 thumbnail images, again, PNG. Create one preview file. Perhaps this is various images showing off the benefits of your product. Creating a snippet, which is a 2 to 3 keyword rich sentence. This description comes next. We're going to talk about that in just a second. I love using Bearwood Labs related links tool. It's a free tool that they offer where you can put in your TPT URL and it'll list all of your products. So if I'm creating, again, these writing products, I can check a few boxes. It will take those links into a separate area. I can copy and paste that and all the links are there for me with very user-friendly titles. Fantastic tool to use to really upsell your products in your description. When you're listing, you're including the number of pages. You can also add whatever you want really in there. So you don't just have to write 4 if there are 4 pages. For example, I write 1 instruction page with Steam extensions, 3 printable writing pages, and 1 writing checklist, for example, for that writing resource. So you can add whatever you want in there, fill that space up. Teaching duration, give your best estimate on time. Give teachers that knowledge of, oh, wow, this is going to last a whole class period, or this is going to last a whole semester or a whole year. That's really helpful. Answer key, if applicable, and related standards. So make sure you've got those fields all filled in. Again, let the SEO help you. Make sure all of those boxes are filled, spaces are filled in your listing. This is really important, valuable real estate here. So let's head back to that description question, shall we? When you're writing your description, you're going to want your title and your first 3 sentences, that's called your snippet, to match up. So there should be as many keywords in both of those, but also make it readable. If we are to go to TPT and we search something, we're going to go ahead and see that there's a matchup. These are going to be highlighted words, depending on what the person searches. And we want that to come up as many times as possible in the title and in the snippet. That's going to help TPT search know this is what you're looking for and serve it up to your potential customers. Here's one quick example. Let's brainstorm a few ways teachers might search for your product. I actually like to write these out in a Google Sheet or an Excel and think about all the keywords that could possibly be searched by teachers when they're looking for a product like mine. For example, I've got these writing things. Remember, one of them is ocean themed. So perhaps, again, this is for 2nd to 5th graders. So perhaps I've got a 3rd grade teacher. Maybe somebody searches ocean writing activity 3rd, 3RD grade, right? They might type in THIRD, but I'm going to go ahead and bank on 3RD, okay? That will come up. But what if I just put 2ND-5TH, 2nd to 5th? Would 3rd come up? No. So in my titles, I've got 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. All of those will bring results for people searching in all of those 4 grades, not just 2nd and 5th. Got me? All right, next one, narrative writing, editing, 5th grade. That would also bring up my product. Writing with editing checklist, subplans, 2nd grade, ocean writing. Subplans, fantastic wording to add in if it applies to your product. That's something that people are often searching for, and it's really helpful to kind of add that into your title if you can. One more, subplans, 4th grade, ocean writing. All right. All of these are going to bring people to my writing resource that happens to be for 2nd to 5th graders. Again, my friends, if you've been around for a little bit, you hear me talking about selling things off of TPT as well. For example, you hear me talking about other things like PayHip. I'll leave some information here on how I use it to sell items directly from my store. Now, that's a fantastic thing if we can drive the traffic there. I only drive traffic to my own website on melissasteaching.com. But if I'm paying TPT that 20% commission, then they're going to use it. They're going to use it. That SEO is going to do the work for me. I am not going to drive anybody there. If I set up my products to do well in search, work smarter, not harder, my friends, all that traffic will come on its own. Finally, it's time to upload things to TPT. Yay! I like to follow a specific order. You get the product file in there, the preview, the thumbnails, the covers, and then the description. After that, I set the price, choose what standard it aligns with, and select the appropriate categories. Again, this is going to look different for every product, but the idea is still there. Now, just a reminder, if you haven't done this yet, if you're creating a product that is similar to something that you've already listed on TPT, do not waste time doing all of that again. Go to product listings, choose a quick edit on one of the products that's similar to what you're creating now, and choose add similar product. Okay, that is going to make it so much faster. It's going to pretty much duplicate everything, but give you the space to add in that new product, obviously. You'll thank me later. Now, after a listing, here are some things that you can do. Let's head back to that checklist, okay? Now, for product promotion, we can do this in a bunch of different ways, but if we're talking about a freebie, maybe that's also listed on TPT, maybe we include in that freebie link a link to this new product that is a paid product. Those freebies should always be a slice of fantastic pie. They should not be the whole version of something. Then the bigger pie is something they pay for, right? And perhaps we've got a dozen pies in a bundle that people are really excited about this product and they're going to buy the bundle instead. So that's kind of the funnel that we're looking for in terms of freebies down to bundles. But we're going to link to a freebie if possible. I've actually installed the Pinterest Chrome extension. It makes it really easy for me just to quick, pin all of my new products all at once to different boards that I have. It's not the most effective promotion tool, but it gets one more link out there. Now, if you're not selling your own products on your website, you could share that link on socials. You could swap for reviews with other homeschoolers or teachers. And again, include those reviews in your product description. That's a fantastic thing. And be sure you are maintaining your products periodically. Go back through, look to make sure links are updated. Related links using that Bearwood Labs tool that I mentioned, fantastic to update, make sure all of the freebies, the paid products, and the bundles are all in there because you want people to know that there are other options that will save them money and perhaps they'll go for that one. Update keywords. Use Seller Spy to check on the latest trends with keywords. They change, right? People aren't searching for Thanksgiving in July usually. So make sure that you're checking on what works best at different times of the year and update those keywords every once in a while. And finally, revise for errors. Go back through every once in a while. Check your listings, check your products, update those things to make sure that they are in tip-top shape so that teachers are pleasantly surprised and excited to use your products, not let down because there is a typo. All right, you guys, if you were following along and you had the checklist, fantastic. Again, remember it's linked below. It's free. It's my gift to you. So go ahead and pick up the checklist here. Now, if you guys are watching this and you're excited about selling products on your own website, remember PayHip is a really great way to do that. I use the free version and it's just attached to my website at melissasteaching.com. And so you're welcome to go check that out and see what that looks like. But if you're interested in using PayHip, I'll leave that link below. It's my affiliate link. Doesn't cost you a dime, but if you're interested in doing that, that's a fantastic way to continue selling your products and keep more of the revenue for yourself. Thank you again for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure you are subscribed, that you've liked this video. It doesn't cost you a dime. And again, it really helps me out. So thank you for that. And to those of you out there who are teaching, if nobody's told you yet today, thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. It's really important, guys. Happy teaching.